who is Millie? I don't know who Millie is. That I see people talking about, why you playing with Millie. I don't know who that person is. So maybe you could explain it to me. And if you can't, then you gotta go. Because I don't have energy. Someone said you did a live with Millie. Okay. I guess. I don't know. Who is Millie? What? I really, like, I literally don't know what y'all talking about. Who is Millie? Mila. Okay. See, thank you, Roselle. Yeah. Milagrogramz. Yeah. I mean, people thought at the time that I knew her, and I actually don't. Like, I don't follow her. I don't know anything about that blog. I don't know anything about her at all. But I learned that day because people started tagging me like, oh, talk to her, because she had her opinion and perspective on the situation with Meg Thee Stallion and Tory Lanez. And they started hitting me up like, yo, you need to speak to her. And I'm like, okay, cool, no problem. And she and I had what was a decent conversation. It didn't end that great, but I don't have no hard feelings against her. I don't know her. I don't follow her. I don't know. Literally, I have no idea what she talks about. I know that she doesn't believe Meg Thee Stallion at all. And that's fine. Like, I literally have never been a person who was out here trying to make anybody else believe anything except for the fact that Meg was shot. That's it. Like, I literally have never, ever condemned or said who did what or who said what. I haven't. I just have been a person who understands being a woman, being a black woman, and being a darker shade black woman, what it looks like to need support. And so I have no issue. I don't know if there's something that I don't know. I don't care. It doesn't matter. My world doesn't include the person that you all are talking about. God bless her. She never showed her face on my live, so I don't know what she looks like. I've never seen her before. I don't follow her. I don't know anything about that. So God bless her. I hope that whatever, God bless her. Hope she's doing well. So yesterday I was on live talking about the whole GloRilla situation and the paycheck, the $150. Anybody here remember that? I'm actually making something right now, but I figured this was a good time for me to come back and finish because I had to hang up because my driver was trying to drop me off like 3 blocks away from where I was supposed to be. So anyway, so y'all do remember. Cool. So I was getting into this whole idea of like salaries. And I do think that overall there needs to be an increase in the amount that people are getting paid in general. I agree with that. I do. However, I still feel like people need to understand that, certain industries that you're in, right? And it's certain goals that you may have. And with those goals, you, have to really make decisions about what's best for you. What do you want to do? Right. And so for me, what I realized is that a lot of the opportunities that I've had came from the fact that I was willing to work, despite the fact that I didn't feel like I was receiving the type of resources that I need, And so I just feel like I get that there's a lot of people out here in the world who feel like, well, my value is a certain amount. But if you haven't proven that value to anybody yet, if you haven't proven your value to anybody yet, the school that I come from, there's a hustle and grind that you have to be willing to do in order to, in order to get yourself in a position to receive a certain amount of respect, first of all, and also a certain type of paycheck. If you're coming off the street and you applying for an assistant position, especially in the music industry, PR industry, and a number of other industries, it takes you being able to show and prove. And what I was saying on my live was that there was a lot of people who, there was this one, Earn Your Leisure did an interview with or the guys from Earn Your Leisure did an interview with Robert Smith. And he was talking about his relationship with Maxwell House and how long he worked for this coffee company. And he said that, for a long time, he was helping them make, like, he calculated that he helped them save $14 million. And yet he was only making something around, $34,000 a year. Right. And I realized that there have been times that I've been working and it was literally damn near free. Like, I literally worked in certain environments for free. I'm not suggesting that that's okay. But the thing is, even for me, like, I did a lot of stuff for free, completely free, just to be in the room. So I get that, it needs to be at least minimum wage. I do agree with that. I don't agree that we should be paying anybody less than minimum wage. I try in the position that I'm in now, where I have more resources and I'm able to do things differently. But anyway, so back to the situation with Robert Smith. So, he's saying, hey, he's making this little bit of money in an environment where people are making millions. And I think that capitalism is certainly a problem for our society. But I also understand that when you want to hustle and grind and on a come up, you have to be willing to sacrifice some things. And not only did I sacrifice money because I did some jobs for free, and the ones that I didn't do for free, I certainly didn't make enough money for what it was that I was doing. But I also made sure that I knew what it looked like to negotiate for myself. So I made sure that I knew what it looked like to come back and say, hey, I need work. I need, more money or whatever. Or I need more opportunities. And the thing is, I feel like from the GloRilla situation, you could actually take that $550 a week if you're a person who can afford it. You can take that $550 a week and you can negotiate off the back, like, listen, in 3 months, I like to have another conversation. The thing about negotiations is that you have to be willing to walk away, right? You have to be willing to walk away. So if you're willing to let go of everything in front of you so that you can get what it is that you feel you deserve, that's what's going to make you viable. It's going to make you the most valuable player. Most people don't want you to go. They don't want you to go. They don't want you to walk away from the job once you are good enough that you've proven yourself. But when you haven't actually proven yourself, this is not an area you worked in. It's not like Swiss Beats or Alicia Keys or somebody is calling GloRilla to tell her, or Megan, who is actually Mo, who we call her, is actually Swiss's assistant. It's not like she's, or Swiss's, God knows she's way more than that, but the woman who runs Swiss Life, it's not like she's calling to recommend you. So if you're just applying for a job and you coming in off the rip, just coming in being like, hey, I want a job and I never did this before or whatever, and I'm just ready to get a job, and you don't have the reference of freaking, I don't know, Busta Rhymes, Alicia, Beyonce, whoever it is, and you're trying to get into the music industry, you're going to have to take some shorts until you can prove yourself to be somebody who is a viable person that should get that job. That's just what it looks like. Like, I try to understand. I am also very sympathetic to the idea that, there's a lot of people who feel like, well, I'm worth more and I need to be able to survive and all of that. So I'm cool with that. But it's not really exactly how things work in the industry environment. Just like GloRilla, like if we sat and we listened to her story and what she's been through in order to accomplish where she is today, it's not like it just happened easily. And, she's just this person that was able to just jump and pop to the top of the charts and everybody is just, no, it's a hustle. It's a grind. And people who have hustled and grind often want to see other people hustle and grind. That's just the way it is. Let me just ask you this question. Have you worked in your life for free or for very low in rooms where, and felt good about being in those rooms later because you was able to accomplish something or to meet people and have access to certain opportunities? Because there is this whole debate about GloRilla on the internet and her $550 assistant that she's looking for a week. And people are like, that's crazy, whatever, which I'm not disagreeing that we live in a capitalistic society that, you know, underpays people and folks are stressed and things. And I get all of that. But I've just been on here providing a different perspective. That's how I started this live today. Providing a perspective that sometimes you take that short to make that thing that happens for you later. When you get in the room, you meet a certain person. I never forget when I was making peanuts, Monique, peanuts. And I happened to be in a room where I don't know if he was chief diversity, but anyway, he was a Black man working at a major liquor brand in New York, and he was in the room, and I was making peanuts, but I happened to be there. And also, you know, and this is also a testament to being ready, because I just happened to like go up to him shaking. When I say shaking, I was like this, hi, how you doing? And, you know, my name is Tamika, and I just want to, you know, and I said whatever I said to him, and he turned around and he looked at me and he asked me a series of questions, and I responded to him, and I was so proud that I had done some preparation work. I'd been in certain other places that I could use to, you know, describe my talents. I had also been at that particular place making peanuts for long enough that I was able to say, hey, I've been here for a long time and whatever. I had graduated from college at that point, which I'm not saying that you have to be a college graduate in order to be able to finesse a room and a person. But nonetheless, he was so impressed that from that point on, anytime I needed that liquor brand to do some things for me, for my clients, I was able to call him. But I would have never been there if I priced myself out, or if I just was not willing to take the opportunity over the paycheck. So I wasn't saying that people are wrong for, you know, their position that, hey, that's too low for me, because that's okay. But there's another perspective that if you're trying to get started out in a particular place, if you want to own McDonald's franchises, you might want to work in every position at McDonald's so that you can learn it and be ready at the time that you have the resources. Even with the money, there are people who will go there and work to learn how to run their thing. You know, so I was just giving that, and I just wondered what you think about it.
Yeah, I mean, I've taken a million of them, and some of them worked, some of them didn't. I mean, I spent decades working under, right? Because my first job out of law school, I worked for the Public Defender Service for the District of Columbia. I could have gone to New York and worked for a particular firm that gave an offer and made a literal 10 times of my salary, but I desired to train. And that training in trials is still paying me. Like it's returning dividends. And I've worked in volunteer stages. I've worked for free. But what I didn't know, that I want people to know now, is that when you were taking that opportunity, you still could have, through rental property, been making all your bills. You still could have, through whatever your other talents and side hustles were, been maintaining and growing your personal economic future. And that is the thing that I don't want to fail the people coming behind me with, because I do things that had no pay, low pay, barely pay. I allowed for my credit to deteriorate at the same time. I was working for other people and using my brains, my brilliance, my genius for others, and watching them buy homes and cars and properties while I was struggling. And then I had these kids and realized, oh wait, they're probably not gonna turn around and do that for you, Monique. Dumb. You figure you out. And it's taken just in recent years, and through me having access to the Tyler Perrys of the world, to the Oprah Winfrey's of the world, to the Bill and Camille of the world, to all of these people, to the Bishop Jakes of the world, who had 16, 17, 18 different streams. When they went to sleep, they woke up with more money, and they did nothing to make that happen. So I'm saying, baby, you got an ebook in you. If you got good credit, you got that one house with mama and them, 5 of y'all get together, rent that property, add that $250 a month. That's your cable. That's your phone. That's something. I don't want us to, people perish for lack of knowledge. So I want you to be able to take the opportunity that Tamika just spoke about. Take that opportunity. But I'm going to give you 3 more.
Go ahead, Monique. Tell them what to do. They got to go follow you. What's the class?
I'm going to give you 3 more. So it's Launch with Monique Pressley, the setup. Because I'm going to set you up right. We're not going to just give you that one domain name. Every business you think you may ever want. We're locking,
get the name.
We're locking them down now. Like anything connected to Monique Pressley, you can't get it. It's stuff in astrophysics that got to do with my, I'm not doing that, but I own it. Like, I dare y'all. Come for my name. Find out. I'm just saying, we're going to do it. Launchwithmoniquepressley.eventbrite.com, because Tamika is right. Get in the room.
In the room.
Be available.
And know how to negotiate yourself out of one place to the next. Know how to say, yeah, I'll take the $500, $550 a week for now. But in 3 months, I'd like to have a conversation about my progress. And I would like to have every 3 months, I want $100 raise, right?
But wouldn't it also be great if you were also like, you know what? I figured out a way to do lashes, and I figured out how to monetize and sell my t-shirts online. So I can take this $500 pretty much, you know, indefinitely until I get the experience, because the $5,000 that I make on my shirts, hey, Milan Rouge, she ain't on here. I'm just calling her name because she's that millionaire young woman.
Right. That's right.
I look at her and she says like she had one she was wearing and one she sold. Built a multi-million-dollar business.
Hustling.
Who was in prison, and he said, don't ever run out of product. She gets me together every time because I'm like, damn it.
That happened. That's what she said. Her father told her, don't ever run out of product, when she went to see him on a visit in jail. And she had one item that she was walking around marketing and taking pictures in, and one that she was selling. And that's it. And she hustled from nothing all the way to something. So all I'm saying, guys, is that I know, you know, low wages, and I get it. We get the fight. We're in the fight for 15. We're in the fight for even more than $15 an hour for, you know, people who need to make money in order to survive. So we're not saying we don't understand that, but I am talking about industries. If you're looking to break into PR, you're looking to break into entertainment, you're looking to break into some of these industries that people don't make consistent money all the time. If you know, I'm not going to go, I wouldn't go work for Puff right now for $550 a week. No, I'm not going to do that. Like, I'm not going to do that. But GloRilla is just hitting the scene. So she's trying to figure her own finances out. She's not making as much money in her pocket as she would if she was at Puff stage. She's not a billionaire, none of that. So she's trying to get started. And if you're trying to break into the industry, this is a great entry point to get yourself noticed, but you do need to negotiate a deal that makes sense. So you say, I'm not going to work forever for $550, but I will take it for now for us to get started and keep going from there. And some people can't do it, but there are people who can. And I just feel like I get it. But to me,
but she's calling to her who she's supposed to have.
That's it.
There's nothing wrong with that. That is the right opportunity for somebody. And it may be somebody who can afford to do it. It may be somebody, you got to pray. You got to have discernment. If you're supposed to leave your day job and start a business, you better not. I need skywriting at this point. But I'm just saying, but that is for somebody, and it may be somebody who is like, you know what? I can rent out this house and I can move into an apartment, and that can be my opportunity. I'm just saying, see, I love that she did that and that she put it where somebody can get it. And I firmly believe God will bring you the people you're supposed to have. And
that's it.
Team for the task, structure for the scaling, whatever. I ain't gonna get into my analogies right now.
You know, Monique is also a preacher. Bye, Monique. I love you.
I love you. Thank you, Tamika. Bye.
Bye.
All right, bye.